Car accidents have claimed the lives of countless celebrities, often in shocking and disturbing ways. From high-speed crashes to tragic, unforeseen moments, these stories are truly haunting and unforgettable, and their deaths have left fans heartbroken and the world in disbelief. But what makes these celebrity deaths so disturbing? Join us in this video as we reveal the 20 most disturbing deaths of celebrities who died in car accidents. Princess Diana. Earlier in 1996, the media was filled with news about Princess Diana as she had just divorced Prince Charles. However, the most shocking news was yet to come. On the night of August 31st, 1997, just a year after, Princess Diana's life was tragically cut short in a car crash in Paris. At just 36, Diana, beloved for her kindness and charity work, was in a Mercedes-Benz with her partner, Dodi Fayed, and their driver, Henri Paul. As they sped through the Pont de l'Alma tunnel to escape relentless paparazzi, Paul lost control of the car. The crash killed Diana and Dodi instantly, while the driver also died at the scene. Only bodyguard Trevor Rees-Jones survived, though badly injured. It was later revealed that Paul had been drinking and was on prescription drugs, which impaired his driving. In 2008, an official inquiry concluded that his reckless driving, combined with the paparazzi's pursuit, led to the fatal accident. No one ever imagined such a noble figure would die this way. Her death sparked an outpouring of public grief in the United Kingdom and the world, and her televised funeral was watched by an estimated 2.5 billion people. However, Princess Diana's death was not the only tragic death caused by a car accident. Keep watching because the next part of the video will leave you speechless. Jane Mansfield. Jane Mansfield died when the car she was traveling in crashed into and drove under a tractor trailer in June 1967. Mansfield, 3 of her children, her boyfriend, and their driver were traveling to New Orleans when the truck in front of them slowed down suddenly, killing all 3 adults and causing minor injuries to the kids. Contrary to persistent rumors about the crash, Mansfield was not in fact decapitated during the accident. However, the event did change vehicle safety for the better, resulting in the addition of an underride guard, otherwise known as the Mansfield bar, added underneath all trailers. Jane's tragic and untimely passing indeed shocked the world. Grace Kelly. The 13th of September 1982 was a catastrophic day for citizens of Monaco as they lost a precious member of the royal family, Princess Grace Kelly, in a very disturbing way. While driving back to Monaco from her country home in Rock Aigle, Princess Grace of Monaco suffered a mild cerebral hemorrhage. As she lost control of her 1972 Rover P63500, the car veered off the winding road and plunged 120 feet down the mountainside. Her daughter, Stephanie, who was with her, tried desperately to regain control but failed. Grace was rushed to the Monaco hospital with severe brain and chest injuries and a broken leg. Although doctors initially thought she might recover, a second, more devastating hemorrhage struck. Unable to survive, she was declared dead the following night. Her passing shocked Monaco, and her funeral was attended by dignitaries from around the world, marking a profound loss for the principality. Jackson Pollock. Jackson Pollock, a renowned artist in the early 90s, left a legacy that goes beyond his generation in the world of art. However, he died in a very devastating way in a tragic accident. On the night of August 11th, 1956, famed artist Jackson Pollock's life came to a tragic end. After drinking, he crashed his car into a tree just a mile from home. His girlfriend, Ruth Kligman, was thrown from the car but survived. Edith Metzger, another passenger, was killed instantly. Pollock was ejected from the vehicle, thrown 50 feet into the air, and struck a birch tree, dying immediately. His sudden death sent shockwaves through the art world. His wife, Lee Krasner, returned from France to bury him and entered a deep mourning that lasted for years. Though she continued painting, she also worked to preserve Pollock's legacy, setting up the Pollock-Krasner Foundation, which still supports young artists today. Moving to the next on the list, another celebrity who died in a tragic way was Left Eye Lopes. You don't want to miss this. Lisa Left Eye Lopes. Popularly known as Left Eye, Lisa was a prominent figure in the music industry who also died in a ghastly car accident. On April 25, 2002, Lisa Left Eye Lopes tragically lost her life in a car crash in La Ceiba, Honduras. While driving a rented Mitsubishi Montero, she swerved to avoid a truck, then sharply veered left to miss an oncoming car. The SUV rolled multiple times after hitting 2 trees, throwing Lisa and 3 others from the vehicle before it finally came to a halt in a roadside ditch. Lisa died instantly from a severe head injury, including a fractured skull and open brain trauma. She was not wearing a seatbelt, and she was the only fatality in the crash. A documentary film crew captured the entire accident. This devastating loss was a blow to TLC, as Lisa's vibrant energy and talent were irreplaceable, and her struggles with depression and alcoholism had cast a shadow on her life. George S. Patton. Moving on, another disturbing death that moved the whole world was that of George Patton. On December 9, 1945, General George S. Patton was critically injured in a car accident near Mannheim, Germany. As Patton's Cadillac collided with a U.S. Army truck, he was thrown forward, suffering severe head and neck injuries. Despite his initial awareness of the severity, Patton remained conscious, saying, "I think I'm paralyzed." His condition worsened rapidly, leaving him paralyzed and in intense pain. Medical teams struggled to stabilize him, but after days of agony, his prognosis remained grim. Patton's death on December 21st stunned the world. The general, known for his bold leadership during World War II, passed away peacefully from complications related to his injuries. The world mourned the loss of one of its most iconic military figures, leaving a deep void in the heart of the United States Army. Paul Walker. Best remembered for his role in the movie Fast and Furious, Paul Walker is a talented actor whose death was quite unforeseen. On November 30th, 2013, at around 3:30 p.m., Paul Walker, 40, and his friend Roger Rodas, 38, were leaving a charity event for Walker's Reach Out Worldwide Foundation when tragedy struck. Rodas was driving his red Porsche Carrera GT at speeds between 80 to 93 miles per hour in a 45 miles per hour zone in Santa Clarita, California. He lost control of the car, crashing into a concrete lamppost and 2 trees, causing an explosion on impact. Both men were knocked unconscious. Rodas died instantly, while Walker succumbed to his injuries and burns shortly after. The crash, believed to be caused by the car's speed and aging tires, left both men's bodies unrecognizable. Walker's sudden death halted production on Furious 7, and the film industry lost another major talent. But the worst is yet to be revealed. We're getting to the best part of the video. Stay tuned. Cliff Burton. On September 27, 1986, during the band Metallica's Damage Inc. tour in Sweden, tragedy struck when the band's tour bus crashed. The band had been joking about the uncomfortable bunks, and Cliff Burton won the right to choose his bunk, taking Kirk Hammett's. Early that morning, while Burton was asleep, the bus skidded off the road and flipped near Ljungby. With no seatbelts in the bunks, Burton was violently thrown through the window and crushed when the bus landed on top of him. He died instantly at just 24 years old. While there was confusion over the cause of the crash, it was later determined that black ice was not the issue. Burton's death left a deep void in Metallica, and his loss was felt across the music world. Ryan Dunn. On June 20th, 2011, at around 3:30 a.m., Ryan Dunn, star of Jackass, and his friend Zachary Hartwell were driving home from a bar in Westchester when things went awry. Dunn, behind the wheel of his Porsche 911 GT3, lost control and slammed into a tree, causing the car to burst into flames. Both men, just 34 and 30 years old, were killed instantly. Hours earlier, Dunn had posted a photo of himself and Hartwell drinking at the bar. A toxicology report later revealed Dunn's blood alcohol level was more than twice the legal limit, and the car was speeding at over 130 miles per hour in a 55 miles per hour zone. This devastating crash marked the end of Dunn's life, and his past struggles with alcohol were tragically a part of the story. Sam Kinison. On April 10, 1992, comedian Sam Kinison's life was tragically cut short in a car accident that shocked the world. While driving his Pontiac Turbo Trans Am on Needles Highway in California, Kinison's car was hit head-on by a pickup truck driven by a drunk teenager, Troy Pearson. the truck swerved into Kinnison's lane while attempting to pass another vehicle. Though Kinnison initially appeared stable with only minor facial injuries, he tragically died from internal injuries soon after the crash. He wasn't wearing a seatbelt, and his head struck the windshield. His last words, "Why now?" But why? Okay, reflected his confusion and acceptance. Kinnison, just 38, passed away quickly from severe trauma. His death left fans and the world in stunned grief. Next up, the death of Eddie Cochran would bring you close to tears. Keep watching. Eddie Cochran. On the night of April 16, 1960, rock and roll star Eddie Cochran's life was tragically cut short in a car crash that left the world stunned. After finishing a concert in Bristol, Cochran, along with his fellow performer Gene Vincent and others, were traveling in a taxi towards Heathrow Airport. At around 11:50 p.m., the driver, George Martin, lost control of the vehicle on Bath Road and crashed into a concrete lamppost. Cochran, who was sitting in the back seat, threw himself over his friend Sharon Sheely to shield her. The impact threw him from the car, causing a fatal head injury. Despite the clear skies and dry roads, the taxi was speeding. Cochran died the next day, Easter Sunday, at just 21. His sudden death was a crushing shock to fans worldwide. Mark Bolan. On September 16, 1977, Mark Bolan, the legendary frontman of T-Rex, met a tragic end in a car crash that shocked the world. Despite his fear of dying young, Bolan, who never learned to drive, was a passenger in a Mini 1275 GT driven by his girlfriend, Gloria Jones. After a night out in London, the car crashed near Gypsy Lane in Barnes, London, hitting a fence post and a tree. Bolan, who had been drinking, died instantly at the scene. Jones, severely injured, survived the crash. Fans were devastated by his untimely death at just 29. The crash site, where he died, has since become a memorial, with fans leaving tributes at the tree. Bolan's death left a lasting impact on the music world, cutting short a brilliant career. Randy Savage. On May 20, 2011, professional wrestler, Macho Man Randy Savage, died suddenly in a car crash that shocked his fans around the world. While driving his Jeep Wrangler near his home in Seminole, Florida, Savage became unresponsive and crashed into a tree. His wife, who was in the passenger seat, survived with only minor injuries. Paramedics arrived to find Savage dead at the scene, at the age of 58. An autopsy revealed he had advanced heart disease and an enlarged heart, which caused a fatal heart attack. There were traces of prescription painkillers and alcohol in his system, but Savage had never been treated for heart problems. His death was ruled as caused by atherosclerotic heart disease. His ashes were later placed under a tree on his property, a spot he had chosen for himself. His death was indeed really shocking, but it still wasn't the worst that would happen. Sylvester Ritter. On June 1, 1998, professional wrestler, Dr. Death, also known as Sylvester Ritter, tragically died in a car accident at the age of 45. He was driving on Interstate 20 near Forest, Mississippi, after attending his daughter LaToya's high school graduation in Wadesboro, North Carolina. The crash, a single-car accident, left fans devastated. Just before his death, Ritter had been involved in training future WWF wrestlers, including Rodney Mack and Jazz. His legacy lived on, and in 2004, he was posthumously inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame. His daughter, LaToya, and sister, Christine Woodburn, represented him during the ceremony, marking a bittersweet tribute to a beloved figure in professional wrestling. His sudden death shocked the wrestling world and left a lasting impact on his fans. Jamin Pugh. Jay Briscoe, also known as Jamin Pugh, one half of the famed wrestling duo the Briscoe brothers, tragically died in a head-on crash while driving his daughters to cheerleading practice in Delaware. At 5:09 p.m. on Tuesday, his Chevrolet Silverado was struck by a westbound truck that crossed into his lane. Both drivers, Briscoe and 27-year-old Lillian Turnahan, were killed instantly. Briscoe, 38, wasn't wearing a seatbelt, while his daughters, ages 9 and 12, were rushed to the hospital in critical condition. The incident shocked the wrestling world, leaving fans heartbroken. Known for their tough, foul-mouthed personas in Ring of Honor, Jay and his brother Mark were beloved figures in the industry. His mother shared a poignant memory, recalling how they hoped Jay had heard them as they arrived at the scene. Jaemin will forever be remembered in the Hall of Fame of Wrestlers. Thuy Trang. On September 3, 2001, actress and model Thuy Trang, best known for her role as Trini in Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, was tragically killed in a car accident. She was traveling with her friend, actress Angela Rockwood, and another bridesmaid on the way to a wedding. The driver, Stefiana de la Cruz, lost control of the car after hitting loose gravel on Interstate 5, causing the vehicle to flip several times before crashing into a rock face. While Rockwood was thrown from the car and survived, she was left paraplegic. Trang, however, suffered fatal internal injuries and died at just 27 years old while being airlifted to the hospital. Her death shocked the world, leaving fans devastated. She was cremated and memorialized by her Power Rangers co-stars. Trang's death was untimely at 27, but the next celebrity was way younger when he died. James Dean. On September 30th, 1955, Hollywood icon James Dean tragically died in a car crash that shocked the world. After leaving Blackwell's Corner, Dean was speeding in his Porsche Spyder along US 466, heading toward Paso Robles. Around 5:45 p.m., 23-year-old Donald Turnipseed, driving a Ford Tudor, made a left turn directly into Dean's path. Dean tried to steer away in a last-ditch effort to avoid the crash, but it was too late. The two cars collided head-on, with Dean's Spyder flipping and landing in a gully. Dean suffered fatal injuries, including a broken neck and severe internal damage. He was rushed to the hospital, but was declared dead on arrival. His death at just 24 years old, full of promise, devastated the world and left an indelible mark on Hollywood history. Buddy Landel. Popularly known as Nature Boy, Landel was a professional wrestler whose death shook the world of wrestling. On June 21, 2015, Landel was in a car crash and hospitalized. Despite doctors' advice, he left the hospital and went home to Chilhowie, Virginia. The next morning, his wife Donna found him dead, after he had told her he was feeling unwell. His sudden death at 54 shocked his family and fans. He left behind 2 daughters, 4 grandchildren, including Nick Osborne, who was drafted by the Oakland Athletics in 2019. Burton Norman. American actor Burton Norman was at the peak of his career at 79, when he tragically died in a car accident while returning from Ajijic, Mexico, near the California-Arizona border. His unexpected death shocked the world, leaving fans and loved ones in mourning. It was a heartbreaking end to the life of a beloved figure while he left a legacy behind in the movie industry. Which of these celebrity deaths really got to you? Share your thoughts in the comments section. Also, remember to click on the video showing on your screen. You will enjoy it.